I would agree with you, but starting out with your pick of train, you're probably going to be starting on the T side, and that's exactly what we see from Beyond. So we're going to need to see them start well. Maybe a pistol, maybe one of the earlier couple of gun rounds so that they can just keep this CT economy honest and try to make ViCi actually beatable in a matchup like this that they shouldn't really be winning in.
All right, ViCi going to roll out on that CT side here, and they'll like to see what they can do with those pistols here in this first round. Obviously, to start off nicely on the CT side would be pretty impressive, and obviously to build up some of that economy is what they're hoping for in this one in particular. A little bit of utility purchased up by Beyond. Smokes and a few flashes, a Molotov there as well for Olivia. It's fairly obvious at this point that they are heading in the direction of the B bomb site, but ViCi have a couple of players over there already, so not too poorly defended at this point. Very slow round actually out from Beyond so far, but we do see that smoke eventually thrown into Z Connector. Kaze is peering over the top of it. P2000 at this kind of range, not perhaps as good as a USP, but Jamyoung does oblige by starting off with a headshot kill onto QQ. Beyond are trying to make their way into the bomb site. Zoking drops a bit of damage, a headshot by the looks of things there. Still alive for now though, but STK and Myrolls are starting to trade back on down. It's 3-on-2. Zoking's got himself another one for this round, and finally finished off by Kaze with a couple of shots from that P2000. Indeed, a round for ViCi. They pull off the pistol pretty comfortably in the end. 3 players alive. Beyond, not too much to write home about there, but they do get the bomb plant down, which will give them the option here of, you know, going for a little bit of a pistol buy if they wanted to, but more than likely will just save into the next round where they can buy some AKs and utility and armor. Kaze will opt for the scout here early on in the piece, a couple of MP9s, Jamyoung and Advent. So off the back of the pistol round here, ViCi not deciding to go for anything too crazy, still being relatively frugal, but they do have a couple of rifles to put in their back pockets as well. That HE nade not quite going to be there in time to deal with STK, who just backs out relatively comfortably. Deagles across the board for Beyond here, and they'll be hoping to make good use of those. Few taps there, love taps really from Orman, and that's a little bit more than a love tap as KNTZ will lose his head. And this is going to prompt Advent to put a bit of pressure down long and look for a little bit of info here, of which he's going to be gathering quite a substantial amount. 1-for-1 over on the beast site, where Jamyoung was able to trade down for Kaze. But all the info has been gathered here by Advent. He's seen these guys, and already the rotation starting to come in from ViCi. They're moving over from B. This will be free kill for Advent. He's spotted the bomb carrier as well. QQ does chime in with a kill from the Deagle there, taking his head off. But to take 3 guns through, 2 of them being the M4s, probably not too bad of a situation here for ViCi.
QQ's continuing some good form. 2 nice Deagle headshots there. Does always help out to keep that CT economy nice and low. One of them not easy. I think he actually shot Kaze towards Oil Train from upper ramp, so that's a bit of a longer range Deagle shot. Not easy to hit some of those ones. Now Beyond into their first gun round. Looking like they're keeping things fairly slow. Bombardment of utility, HE grenades, Molotov onto T-Con and into the left side of T-Con as Advent takes full control. Olivia trying to challenge, does get absolutely dunked by an HE nade and pushed out by a Molotov, so great usage of utility for ViCi to take full control of that T connector and really slow down Beyond before they can establish control of a part of the map.
Well, when taking a peek over toward Ivy, and he's going to see 1 or 2 players there. The HE nade goes flying in, but he's already getting the heck out of dodge. It's a rough looking round for Beyond from the outset, and it doesn't seem to be getting any easier. There is a couple of picks though for Beyond, and maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe that was a bit of a curse onto ViCi. The rest of this round actually lies on the shoulders of Zoking, who is a very experienced player, and you may well see him do something pretty impressive here. He's going to have to get helped out by Jamyoung now, and in fact, no one is really doing anything for ViCi at this point. Kaze hits a tag onto STK and will finish that kill off. Might have a chance for some more. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here as he finishes off QQ as well. Now grabs an AK. And we've talked about how solid his rifling has been here in Road to Rio. But I guess at this point now, he just wants to go back and save that AK through to the next round. That looked poor from Beyond, but turns out working very, very nicely.
Yeah, and that's one of these first couple of gun rounds that you want to see them get early on. The problem earlier, I don't know, probably a lot of people didn't watch this game with us, Jordan, but we actually had a train game earlier on where the T-side team really struggled to take rounds early on and keep that CT economy honest. You're seeing the difference this time around. The first gun round goes the way of Beyond. They've also got QQ, who's got 2 Deagle headshots in that second round, and look at the effect of the economy on ViCi. Advent's broke, Jamyoung's broke. Allman and Zoking will be able to buy up, but Kaze, even if he drops that AK over, won't be able to afford a primary rifle. So Beyond, all the hard work sort of accumulated in a pretty nice situation they found themselves in. And again, QQ, the rifling power on this Beyond squad, if they realize it, is absolutely immense. STK and QQ in pretty good form. Myrol's historically one of the standouts for this Beyond roster as well. And Olivia, I mean, he can get it done with any weapon. So really, there's a lot of talent here. It's just a question of whether they're in the form to utilize it. It is the force out of ViCi. Nice grenade there, actually through SL, lands straight on top of QQ and STK. Pretty sure it was Advent who threw that one.
Kaze's waiting. Jamyoung only a Deagle here on the B site, so Kaze with that rifle does have to do the majority of the work. You expect Advent to be pretty quick on the rotation here with the MP9. He might be a little bit happy-go-lucky. Up that SL pretty quick.
Looking like a bit of an inners execute here. Smoke from SL thrown deep into CT connector. Molotov towards the back of bomb train here. Comes the push.
Big spray from Kaze, only able to land the shots onto Myrolls. Doesn't get any more than that. In fact, it wasn't a quick play up SL from Advent, who's just waiting. And it's a lucky thing for him as well, because SDK was watching for any rotation around the back. I think here ViCi again, just having lost control of that B bomb site, will back away.
And this is the dream start for Beyond here on T side of train. Everything's going right for them. Bit of a slower one towards the outside bomb site in that last round. Worked beautifully for them. This time, bit of an inners execute. Couple nice shots being hit on the way in from some of these sharp lads with the AKs. And look, I'm not going to call it too early. It's way too early to call. But, you know, I am a bit of a Thai fanboy, Jordan, as you know.
You are a big Thai fanboy.
I'm feeling quietly confident in Beyond. This is the kind of Beyond that I wanted to see. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt to make this a good series.
Thai hello?
No, I'm good.
Come on, you did it yesterday. You did it yesterday off broadcast.
I'm not going to speak a second language on stream when I'm not confident doing so.
I'm sure you're pretty confident.
How am I confident?
I know you've been to Thailand before.
That's true.
So you should be able to speak the language.
Been right to the middle of the country where there's not really a whole lot going on.
True.
Definitely no Counter-Strike there, that's for sure. Maybe another time, Jordan.
What if they win this next round?
If they win this series.
All right. If they win this series, Pilly's going to do an interview with Beyond in Thai.
Oh, God, that is not what I said at all. Really embellishing. I would not be...
That's the job of a caster.
Definitely not fluent enough.
I'm a storyteller, mate.
Definitely not fluent enough for conversation. Fluent enough to know when relatives of my partner are saying things that I know about, which is usually words for food.
Yep. Yummy.
Yummy is aloy. There you go, Jordan.
There's a little bit.
There you go, Jordan.
We're learning. It's a learning stream.
And the thing you need to know about Thai, if you're ever going to try and speak it as a second language, is that no matter how hard you try, you cannot pronounce things correctly.
How hard you Thai?
Okay.
I think that's,
anyway, we should probably talk about Counter-Strike, Jordan. Have you heard about this game called Counter-Strike? It's one where Advent pushes through Ivy with about 45 seconds to go, snipping at Beyond's heels. But they're just going to go straight into this A-bomb site. I don't think they care too much.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure that helps out too much. ViCi haven't actually floated that extra rotator across, so they're not gathering that much extra advantages on A. Zoking and Advent fall very easily. QQ and KNTZ finishing them off. And already, you're seeing a much better performance here on Train than what we saw yesterday against Lucid Dream.
Which is, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? Because it's like, yeah, cool, guys. We're playing good today, but, like, we're already out of this group pretty much. It's too late now.
Plus, it would have been nice to see a really good game between Beyond and Lucid, which ended up sort of petering out really into nothing. Jam Young has just beaten QQ in a one-on-one, no armor, with just a USP against an AK. So that kind of just goes to show why he should be on your Chinese Dream team.
Well, to play devil's advocate a little bit, Jordan, he did have a really annoying headshot angle, and he was ADing to his heart's content.
Yep, he may have been doing that. What do you suppose happens when Jam Young perhaps ages a little bit? Does he become Jam old?
I feel like if you put Jam in any kind of sort of jar or anything like that, it's probably pretty good for quite a while. So I think he's probably set.
Give him another 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, he'd probably still be good. Just crack that jar open, spread it on your toast. Probably still pretty good.
Pretty good. Big buyout from ViCi though. It's a pretty good buy, in fact, if we're going to continue with that discussion. So the thing about this one for Beyond is it might get a little more difficult now that ViCi have guns.
That's not worked at all. They're just throwing some sandwich smokes and some outer utility to make it look like an outer hit, and then Myrolls and QQ tried to run in towards upper ramp, and they got absolutely dominated. That's not worked at all.
Been pretty solid on the entries to the A-bomb site though, and there's another chance for STK, just not quite landing it. Orman nearly goes down. That's probably crisis averted for ViCi. Could have been a bit rough had they lost those first couple of players.
I think STK is probably, I mean, I might try to look it up, but I think he's got a bit too fat of a crosshair to be taking a shot at that range.
Really?
Yeah.
Has he got a big one?
Well, I don't know if he does. I'm going to find out if I can, but usually that's the problem. Really looked like he was struggling. I don't know if they do settings for players of this level.
I would say they probably don't. I've found a lot of those sort of setting websites and whatever are always sort of out of date anyway. It's a nice shot from Olivia. Not enough to deal with Advent though, as we do keep 4 guns alive on the side of ViCi. So they're off to a bit of a better start here.
Did you know that STK was also known as Stickies?
No, I didn't.
That's what STK stands for.
That might make sense though.
I haven't been able to find his crosshair placement, but I have found out his alternate ID. Oh wait, no, here we go. It's kind of a big one. I can see he's not got thickness 1 though, so maybe not. Maybe that's not why. He's got a thin crosshair. 3-3 now though. Beyond that last set play completely failed them. ViCi, a very convincing gun round, has given them a pretty healthy economy, so now Beyond they're going to try to find an opportunity to strike back a little bit. Working their way through Ivy. Orman B-hopping his way back towards Dark Side. Needs to be careful to not re-pick that line into someone like Stickies, who could be holding it. We're not really going
to do that, are we?
Well, that's his name, Jordan.
I think I'm just going to keep rolling with STK for now. And he's going to try and make an entry happen. Orman, he wasn't expecting the second player so close. Did get the incendiary down, but not quickly enough. 1 for 1 for Beyond there. They're going to work their way back away from Ivy. They don't seem to be particularly interested in that area of the map past the very initial kind of contact. But 35 seconds now for Beyond to work with, and they will have to start to get a bit of a wriggle on as we see some smokes and flashes thrown in on the B bomb side. Of course, from our perspective with the map there, it is definitely an A site take. Zoking, well prepared for it. Wow! He turns around, kills off 3. Advent's there to help him out as well, and that really just shores up the round and starts to shore up the half a little bit here for ViCi as well, because they are building that economy up a little bit.
They are. But Beyond, they're going to try and give it another go. Deagles, armor, AKs and armor, utilities. Looking like they're edging towards inners, which worked out pretty nicely for them last time. Kaze and Jamyoung, 2 of the scariest players on ViCi though. Jamyoung's still got a hell of a lot of utility to be dropping. Is he going to be able to find the right timing here?
Well, Jamyoung, a nice big spray down, and there goes 3 Beyond players straight into the grave. Pulls out the USP as well, not able to get too much done with that one. But overall, very nice. Again, from individuals on that ViCi side. Zoking also doubles down. It's Jamyoung and Zoking right now that are seeming to cause most of the problems for Beyond. And those last 3 rounds, pretty crushing blows actually for Beyond, who were kind of ramping up okay on that T side. And then all of a sudden, ViCi kind of just sweeps them away like a fly. And all of a sudden, we're here with Beyond having a rougher buy and ViCi building that money up. Something crazy.
Yeah, it's not really working very well for Beyond. I think they're playing a little bit too sort of strat heavy. Too many tells in what they're doing at the moment. I mean, it's not doing them too badly in the sense that they've got 3 rounds out of it, sorry. But it's now starting to become a little bit too easy for ViCi to read some of these plays and to stop them without too much effort exerted. And now, what I just gave Beyond credit for a couple of rounds ago has sort of backfired on them. ViCi has got tons of money on the CT side, which is going to make it quite hard for Beyond to start to get rolling again. However, if they can get some of these plays to work, these quicker strats, or maybe some of these riflers can start to step up again, you might be able to see Beyond get across the line with a couple of rounds, and sometimes that's all you really need on T side of train.
ViCi very comfortable so far against the faster players as well, though.
I mean, it's nothing crazy from Jamyoung, really. He's just playing a bit of an off angle.
Yep.
Not even an off angle, it's a pretty standard position. And he's just spraying them down with the AK, not even dropping the utility.
Why spend the extra money if you don't have to?
True that.
Another buy coming in here for Beyond. It's interesting to note, Advent's gone for an MP9, despite having $12,000 in the bank. So where is he going to be running off to? Very quick, and he might actually make good use of it. Helps out Zoking, softens the targets up, and he will fall. But a 2-for-1 overall there as Zoking continues his rampage right now on the CT side, and that round is not even close. ViCi's up 7-3.
This is domination. I think ViCi is the new Thai nemesis. ViCi is just playing. I mean, they are just the better team, but they're playing like it. They're not scared of any of these set plays out of Beyond. I have to say, Zoking is looking sharp as of late.
Yeah, he is. Maybe Nick was right.
I think Nick was right. Can I change my super team? Can I just put ViCi as my super team? Is that cool?
At the moment, it's kind of seeming like it.
How funny would that be? Tyloo, they changed a couple players to try to make the Chinese super team, but they were there right in front of our faces all along.
ViCi definitely has a point to prove. You know, they qualified for ESL Pro League, weren't able to attend because of visas.
I dare say they would have done better than Tyloo.
And then if they can qualify here, obviously not just out of this tournament, but if they can qualify for the major, I think that goes a long way to really just, again, sort of cementing themselves and obviously we've been talking about ViCi in a pretty positive light of late and saying they're probably the best team within Asia. But you know, our first place here really cements it. We've got the DreamHack Spring Masters coming up as well, which ViCi is going to be playing in. If they win that, I don't think there can really be much of a discussion that it's anyone but ViCi at that point.
I don't think there is a discussion at this point, really. Kaze chilling, waiting for all these blokes to come peek into his crosshair. Now Jam Young pushes up Oil Train. Doesn't want them to be getting the bomb down. He drops that Molotov. Ooh. But Olivia...
Well, at least Kaze's looking sharp with the AWP. We were pretty happy to see him rifling on Wednesday. But it's also nice to see how he does with the AWP every now and then, because he's a very, very solid and capable AWPer here within the Asian region. Zoking should get himself a free kill here as he's flashed out by Advent. And we get the defuse onto the bomb. So 8-3, and ViCi, after taking a little while to get rolling in this half, have made it just look way too easy now, boosting themselves up to quite a substantial lead. Remembering that this is Beyond's map choice as well, so it's going to be a bit rough, I'd say, if they do drop any more really significant rounds in this half, because that's where ViCi will just run away with things.
If they haven't already. Look how much cash they have, Jordan. They can just keep buying throughout the rest of this half, man. This is where Beyond, they need to start to use some of these cute strats to just get a few rounds across the line, because it's already too far gone in terms of the economy. Beyond at the moment, 3-1-1 over towards Inners. The majority of those players joined up by Olivia with the AWP. Looking like they want to go back towards Inners once again. Kaze towards upper ramp with this AWP. You got to be careful, my rolls. That's why. Man, disadvantage for Beyond. Jam Young's still got a Molotov that he's just holding onto. He's just waiting for the execute to come in so he could just drop that. And then probably follow that up by dropping the rest of Beyond, I would imagine.
Nice flash through there, catches STK, but it isn't going to just be the flash that slows them down. Kaze's gotten aggressive up towards the B halls. There's incendiaries as well. Another flash goes flying up. And it just doesn't seem like Beyond can find an easy route into the bomb site right now. They're challenged. Jam Young gets 2 before running out of ammo, but even still, that's not enough for Beyond to get into this bomb site. Not comfortably, not nearly. And nowhere near getting the round either. 9-3, and another one where ViCi take 4 guns through. They're really, really putting Beyond under the pump right now. And it's just not looking like Beyond is finding any sort of strategy or any sort of insight, or there's no light bulb going off and saying, this is what we need to do to break the hold that ViCi has.
There's just no nuance to their game, Jordan. It's all just, we group up in throw some utility, try to go into the bomb site, and it's not working at all. There's no defaulting, there's no mid-round, there's no, to try and go find a pick, try and get some map control, push them out of SL, do this, do that. It's all just very much, we throw our execute, oh, you killed us. Well, this time it is a much looser round. QQ just runs into inner, STK, a pick out of Ivy. Maybe this is what Beyond needs, just start running at them.
Yeah,
Use
but
that aim.
The bomb is still actually out on long, so they don't have that ability to plant it yet, which gives ViCi some time to start looking for some picks right now.
Look at this spot from STK, very cheeky. Playing in his own smoke there. Surely he's heard Kaze. This should be a freebie. QQ's actually in dark side, pushed through inner.
They've gone B. The bomb's on B.
The bomb's in B. What? There's no one to cover you, Olivia.
Well, next time I meet him in an elevator and he asks me why they sometimes lose games, that might be a round that I'll bring up.
There's no one covering the main rotation through CT connector.
A lot of control on A and nothing really on B after those 2 players walked off, and it is now just slipping away. ViCi have out-rotated Beyond, and Beyond have kind of walked into that trap. STK, I mean, they've got time to work with here, so it's probably still salvageable for them, but Kaze liable to get one freebie here onto STK early. Bomb hasn't yet been planted by my rolls, and now he's looking around to try and pick that up, which he'll be able to do. But Kaze in a one-on-one is not someone that I'd want to be facing. Just misses that shot, but my rolls is on 65 HP, so if he pulls the CZ out here after some nice movement to get on top of the bomb train, He probably just wins this. No.
2 HP.
2 HP, Myrals.
It should not get that close,
Yeah,
Jordan.
yeah.
It shouldn't get that close. They 2 for 0'd them right at the start of the round. QQ just ran in as STK ran straight out of Ivy. These 2 riflers have been in some pretty ridiculous form all tournament long. But even after all of that, again, it's the mid-round. It's when it comes down to making these decisions that beyond. They just can't go right half the time. It should not have to come down to a 1v1 where Myrals has 2 HP.
End of the day, it does. At least it's a round for Beyond, and that is what they've been struggling to get over the course of this half. Again, it can be very similar to what we saw between Renegades and Chiefs, where we're now at that point. ViCi, I guess, though, unlikely to get reset here. They have so much cash that they'll buy out the rest of the half, and that's what the difficulty is going to be for Beyond. They've had so many rounds that ViCi have survived with 4 or more players. You can't be expecting to come back at the end of the half as the T side if the CTs have still got 10k on a few of their members at this point in the game.
And disadvantage here for Beyond. QQ's gone down above ladder. Zoking in the form he's in, very scary player. What? Advent pulls out a nade.
He was just baiting for Zoking.
I mean, can't say that's even too bad of a shot at this point, really.
Super simple stuff. Orman almost caught here by KNTZ, but he'll re-face, re-challenge, and KNTZ goes down. Zoking spammed out by Myrals, and it's going to have to be down to the Orps now. Orman and Kaze, a pretty deadly duo. Myrals has dealt with that, and again a one-on-one. Ooh, bit of a scary prospect there for Myrals as he goes sailing through the air. Orman's waiting, flash goes out, dodges that effectively. But 18 seconds now, and Myrals really under the pump to try and plant this bomb. Orman's just biding his time and waiting. Fires another shot off. Myrals is going to face. He's going to try and challenge, but oh, where do we even go? It was a ring around the rosy. Orman's going to win it. What a mad final round in the end there.
Again, another round where, yeah, should have been winnable for Beyond, but they haven't been able to push it across the line, and now their cash is not looking too fantastic. Look, if they can manage to scrape this 5th round together on the T side, maybe there's something in this game for Beyond, but I'd say individually, ViCi are just looking very on point at the moment. I have no doubts that they're going to continue this kind of form into their T side.
Yeah, 17-4 for Kaze, 16-4 for Zoking, and the rest of them putting in some okay numbers as well.
Dak. I absolutely love Jam Young. Can I change? I would just change my team, Jordan. Just edit it.
Edit it right now.
Push the video.
You've been
Take
convinced.
the video down, push it back out. Every time I say that other player's name, just edit it. Just use this voice sample. Jam Young.
Jam Young.
And disadvantage for Beyond again. Second timer in a row between this and last round. Boost in SL actually is pretty good. Myral's able to get a pick there. KNTZ as well. This is starting to work out for Beyond as they make their way up the train yard.
Orman's still hanging around, and he was the hero of the last with that AWP. Can he do some more hard work here for ViCi? Creeping around the corner. KNTZ spots him out. Jam Young and Kaze, of course, are going to go for this. It's the final round of the half. They'd like to get to 11, but it's looking like Beyond should be able to secure 5 here. Jam Young leading. Has got himself the M4. Kaze would have spotted those feet, but he's going to lose his buddy. And he's starting to run out of time here as well as HP. That's the end of the half. ViCi securing 10, but Beyond doing a reasonable job to bring it back to at least 5, which is maybe something to play with in the second half. And we'll keep an eye on that. As we do get there, it'll be ViCi moving over to the T side.
the dreams that I left behind. I don't even care now that I've discovered a new kind of peace of mind. Up above us, looking down on us, there's an angel I know. We don't need to worry or discuss much. It's time for me to hit the road. Take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise. Stay up all night, and I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise.
Halftime between ViCi and Beyond. Now you're going to see ViCi going onto the T side, see if they can continue the good work. They've already ordered themselves a 10-5 lead so far, Jordan. And I'd say it's pretty impressive statistics you're seeing both in the graphic and now moving into the game. 18-5, 16-5 for Zoki and Kaze. That's got to be damn scary for Beyond to be looking at.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. ViCi, the individuals, really stepped up when they needed to. Beyond, at one point, were looking like they might have a pretty decent half put together there. They had broken ViCi's economy, but then a string of 3 or 4 rounds, and ViCi's up to 10k on the majority of their members, and that's where you start to think, look, this half is probably over.
Definitely that half, but there's still more opportunities here for Beyond. Since their map peak, they are moving now onto their CT side. They should be reasonably comfortable. Surely they've played many a game where they've gotten that 5 rounds on that T side. And they've started to just get that pistol and put the pieces together. And once Beyond, I mean, famously going back to the Alpha Red times when the AUG was a viable weapon, they were known as a team that once they get the CT money, they can kind of just put up a wall and it seems like nothing can really break through it.
If they get that CT money, it's a pretty big operative word right now, given what we've seen from our train matches so far in Road to Rio. And this half is where we're going to get to see the big brain of Advent, obviously moving on to the T side. ViCi are the ones that will be playing a bit more proactively. Advent is going to plant the bomb open by the looks of things, actually. It's not on default. So that's going to make life even more difficult for Beyond as they try to make their way into this bomb site. Zoking, very aggressive, forward towards CT spawn. He's just crushed 2 or 3.
Where'd Beyond go?
They just disappeared. They did a disappearing act, Pilly. It's like the magic that we saw yesterday on Dust 2.
Gone into the Beyond.
They have disappeared into the Beyond.
Aha ha, as people often type in the chat.
Yes. Lull.
Too many H's in the aha.
Lull, 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 lull.
Oh.
Lull, Keck W.
Nothing to Keck W about for Beyond, as they're going to have to take the singular save. And I'd say, even heading into the next round, 4 to 4.5k is definitely not poggers.
It's definitely not. Not against a rampaging ViCi. And considering Zoking, obviously, the entry fragger for ViCi is performing as well as he is right now. I can see this half going by pretty quickly. I'm sure he's eager to get involved in the argument.
I don't think you really just call him an entry fragger anymore. I think he's just a fragger.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't need to do it on the entry.
No, he just does it.
He does it on the holding off the retake there.
Does it on the computer, on the Counter-Strike server.
That's right. Ballman's looking for a bit of cash here, and he might just find some as he decides he would rather try and deal with them one by one. In fact, actually, Beyond do overwhelm him, chase him down. In the meanwhile, the bomb's gone down. It's not a big problem here for ViCi losing that UMP. They've kept all of the rifles, at least so far, and they will intend to do that a little further on. Kaze dispatches of a couple, dealing with that UMP himself.
Gonna inspect his gun. Couple ViCi stickers, nice little Kaze sticker. Ah, the major. That's what they're playing to go back to.
Kaze at the major was actually pretty impressive. From memory, it was the Boston major.
I think so.
And I think that was the first time that he'd played at a major. And the same for a lot of the players on his team, I'd say as well. But I remember a lot of people talking about him and getting pretty excited about the way that he was playing.
Yeah, I remember him playing quite a few Inferno games for ViCi and then getting set up in some post plants, like in 2v2s, 3v3s, like 1vx's, and just repositioning around new box and hitting every shot. And a whole bunch of international players were just like, what the hell? This guy's owning me.
Good old days of ViCi Flash.
I think it was just ViCi in that Katowice major.
Oh, yeah, actually might have been. I think it was ViCi Flash right after that or right before it.
No, ViCi Flash is going back a little while.
Yeah.
Whereas at that Katowice major where ViCi went pretty good. Well, out as execute. Smokes into SL onto the bomb train. Back of green. Couple flashes over the top of the sign. And Zoking getting sent in. QQ, as usual, in pretty good form.
Been sent out.
Yeah.
Straight away by QQ. Barely even took any damage there, QQ. And KNTZ now wins away an aim duel over Advent. Jamyoung's looking pretty low as well. So ViCi are going to struggle to actually get themselves out of this round, particularly given Kaze gets traded down. Really needed to be Kaze there that got 2 or 3 frags actually to pull that one back away for ViCi. But that's much better from Beyond. Now that they've got the weapons in hand, they have let a little bit slip, obviously, by giving that pistol round over to ViCi. But if they can consolidate the next couple of rounds, build the economy up on that CT side, maybe there is a story yet untold here on Train.
Well, Beyond, they haven't done well enough to build up a hell of a lot of money after winning that last round, but should they beat ViCi here, they could reset them and then complete an anti-eco, and all of a sudden things are starting to turn around for Beyond. Maybe they will start setting up that wall. It certainly looked like they were starting to build it in the last round. ViCi trying to throw out a bit of an outers execute and couldn't even get close to the bomb train. ViCi, bit of inners control, sort of bumbling around. Going to start walking back towards inners. Probably just going to go for a pretty solid, pretty stock standard play. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of utility, so probably just a deep smoke or a lower ramp smoke, handful of flashes, and just try to swarm. Myrol's still got a Molotov to drop. Olivia, Molotov as well, some counter flashes. Utility very rich on Beyond here with still 50 seconds to go.
Well, Advent, the man with the master plan, going to chuck a flashbang in there, which catches Myrol's. And he's consequently dealt with so easily by Zoking. Jamyoung as well to combine and help Zoking out on those entries. That looked way too easy. That was a couple of flashes and they've walked into the B bomb site and just terrorized Beyond.
So throw some good flashbangs and all of a sudden you're swarmed by a bunch of pretty sharp Chinese aimers. And you're dead. Every single aim duel going the way of ViCi. And Beyond, you know, they had their window there to try to take control of the game. And it's been taken away from them. And let that, I mean, Advent, big brain RGL, that just goes to show you, right? You don't need anything crazy. You don't need some in-depth strategies. All you need
Yep.
is 5 players, same goal in mind, all on the same page, couple of good flashbangs and people covering the right angles and knowing what their roles are in the grand scheme of things, and that is good enough to crack open any bomb site. 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs.
Yep. (13-6). Money's getting low for Beyond, and they would not want to get reset at a 14-6 scoreline, but that is looking like it could very much be a possibility here. That would pretty much give ViCi the map, I'd say. Seen one decent defense so far from Beyond, but that's not enough to fill you with too much confidence, particularly heading into overpass as well. If this does go end up going towards like a 16-6 or something like that, banking
This
ViCi
is
to
Beyond's
win it.
pick, and they got spanked on it by Lucid,
Mm.
and they're being spanked on it by ViCi. They will be spanked on it if they don't win this round, and again, a bit more of an in-depth execute towards the inner bomb site with a handful more utility, as they just roll out upper ramp. Myrolls is the only one there, and he is absolutely cooked.
Wasn't really much that Myrolls can do. He's got to watch too many angles. He's forced out of the position that he actually wants to play by the Molotov, and round's over. Luckily for Beyond, there's a good chance they take most of these guns through. ViCi all on the hunt though, so maybe the jury's out on that, but I was saying, if they lose this round, they're reset. If they lose this round and they keep 4 guns alive, at least they'll have those 4 guns for next round to try and stave off match point.
Makes me wonder, Jordan, what would happen if we saw some... They're actually going to go into the push here. There's 1 taken out. How many more will ViCi be able to get? Zoking's just gone in there and taken 2 of those guns away, which makes a massive difference.
Huge
Look how
difference.
poor they are. 2.5 in the bank. But imagine like what some of these Oceanic teams played the map pool of ViCi.
If they played the map pool.
Chuck some overpass in there.
Mm.
I just want to see someone start to play Overpass and Vertigo. 'Cause at the moment, that seems, if you could play Overpass and Vertigo, you get a freebie every series.
Yeah, it seems like it. No one's playing both. ViCi playing pretty hard here on Train, entering the A-bomb side again with an opening frag. But KNTZ, STK, it's actually to trade down. QQ's there to help bot out as well. Who would have thought a UMP could be that dangerous? Certainly not ViCi, who are now left reeling a little bit by the proceedings in this round.
Might have been worth the saves in the last round. Not that they had much of a choice. Can ViCi turn around a 2-on-4? Almost got himself a Krieg, actually, which is interesting. We saw Kaze using that yesterday.
Advent so patient. He's been waiting on that angle, and so has Orman for such a long time. Beyond just getting a little bit nervous, looking for a little bit of info, and it's kind of cost them. 50 seconds left here now, and that is plenty of time for these Ts to work with. In the end, Myrolls and QQ will save the round for Beyond, but that could have just as easily gone the way of ViCi.
And it just costs Beyond's economy. Even if they don't win the round there, ViCi. Beyond's absolutely out of cash, and if ViCi can just get across the line this round, they're going to break their money heading into match point.
Mm. Well, ViCi's taking it slow here, and as a result, Beyond have used a lot of their utility early on in the piece. One of the smokes over towards B, 2 over towards A. Now that's all is left in their back pocket is really just flashbangs.
See Advent's playing anti here in SL. That's why.
Doesn't quite double down KNTZ, however, will. Jam Young was right behind Advent. Zoking also falls to Olivia. Looked like a good setup for ViCi, but at the end, the individuals for Beyond do just step up. That said, Kaze pegs one back. Orman starting to work his way out now onto the bomb site, and had he won that aim duel, this really could have been an interesting round. Still 36 seconds for Kaze to play with, and he might get a free one onto QQ. Still continues to keep the CT economy low. Bounces across right in front of my rolls. Doesn't hit the shot, though. What can he do with 24 seconds here?
Well, KNTZ's actually rotated to upper ramp.
If he went back through Z connector into A.
Well, he's still got a chance here. Depends where he plants.
I think KNTZ is going to stop the plan here, or at least
Might
kill
not
him
see him.
just after the plan.
Beautiful stuff. Good rotation from KNTZ. Very intelligent play, and that's going to secure the round for Beyond. But again, 2 players surviving. Not really going to be able to give them a fantastic buy. As for ViCi, Jam Young's the main man who's quite poor. Kaze as well, but he can at least go AK armor. Man, Zoking and Kaze in this tournament are playing out of their minds. And that is a scary VGT side when those 2 guys don't miss. Here comes the buy from ViCi once again. And, you know, getting to soundboard levels of repeating myself once again. But Beyond, 2 players surviving is not enough to build up a strong economy, so they could be reset for match point here.
Nice start for Jam Young. Olivia drops the AWP. Jam Young not too interested in that as he'll continue to almost charge into the B-bomb site. Does slow down inevitably in time to throw a flash and a smoke in there to help his teammates out. Unfortunately for my rolls, there's far more players that he needs to be worried about than just Jam Young up on the catwalk. He pushes all the way down and catches QQ out. That's a bomb plant for ViCi. That's going to be probably the round for ViCi, but STK is making it look a little bit more interesting. That said, Orman's ready and waiting. He's spotted that player rotating out of the bomb site, and it'll be tough for Orman to, oh sorry, tough for STK from here to save that M4. Does look like he'll get away with it though. He's made the right moves up into heaven. Regardless, it's not a good buy for Beyond, but it may be goodbye to Train.
I'd say so. He's going to hold on to that M4, but like I said, loss bonus isn't going to be too fantastic for Beyond. So they've won a couple of rounds. Livia's hard reset, 1400 for him and my rolls. KNTZ, 2800. I'd say this is just going to be Beyond getting absolutely slobber knocked on their own map pick once again.
Yep.
And I don't know, like, I feel like if you're not going to get yourself rolling early enough on Train T side, and it's going to be your pick in a series, and you're feeling a little bit flat, it's probably not a good go. We've seen that twice today.
Zoking eager to get this over and done with, knows that it's going to be a weaker buyout here from the CT side. He's actually not had to do too much in this round apart from maybe call out the positions of a few of those CTs that he spotted first, but were dealt with by his teammates accordingly. And it's just QQ here with only a scout to his name. A deagle now comes out in his hands. Bomb plant's already down by ViCi, and you can bet your bottom dollar that you know where this one is going, because ViCi are just about to pick up that 16th round here on Train. That's the map over and done with, and Beyond will drop their map choice to ViCi, who's now up 1-0.